Why your water bottle is a breeding ground for bacteria. Presented by Angel Whisper Robren, who is the founder of Spirit Foundation and Changju University. So every time you take a sip from your water bottle, you're depositing bacteria inside, and over the course of days, this may multiply by the millions. So here's what scientists say that you can do about it. One thing that stood out from the project was the number of people who didn't want to know the results. Recalls Becky Benkei, the food specialty expert at Purdue University in Indiana, USA. The global usage reusable water bottle is worth 10 billion US in 2024. Research involving university students suggests somewhere between 50% and 81% of participants use these drinking vessels. What exactly is inside reusable water bottles? Now, if you leave water in your bottle for a few days, it will encourage bacteria to grow. Bacteria that can cause human infection thrives at around 37 Celsius or 98 Fahrenheit, but it can also multiply at room temperature around 20 Celsius. The longer water is in a bottle is stored at room temperature, the more bacteria will grow. One way to slow bacterial growth is to store your bottle in the fridge between sips. Through this, although this doesn't really stop from growing altogether, but while some of water bottles' bacterial activity comes from the water itself, most contamination is actually introduced by the drinker. Whatever you take your bottle to work, to the gym, or even just to keep it in the house, the outside of your bottle will carry many microbes. Water bottle users who don't wash their hands regularly will also find that their bottles may harbor bacteria such as E. coli. Poo associated bacteria such as E. coli can come from our hands and end up in our lips if you're not good at toilet hygiene. Anything other than water is heaven for bacteria and fungi, especially protein shakes. So if you ever left milk in a glass for a few hours, you may have noticed that it leaves behind a thin film on the glass when you pour it away. Bacteria happen to ignore this biofilm. So how can this bacteria affect us? We are all surrounded by bacteria in the soil, on the air, and on our bodies, but it's worth remembering that most bacteria are harmless and even beneficial. So water that's been contaminated with bacteria such as E. coli can cause diarrhea and vomiting. So how should we clean reusable bottles? Benkei found that just over half of 90% participants surveyed during the research say that they share their bottle with others, and 15% actually admits that they never clean their bottles. This is alarm bell. The study also found that bottles containing tea, coffee, or juice were more contaminated than bottles that contain only water. Cleaning our water bottles regularly, your saliva will end up in the bottle along with trace elements of nutrients which bacteria happily feed on. So rinsing your bottle out with cold water isn't sufficient. Freestone says because this won't get rid of biofilms, the slimy layer of bacteria that can build up in the inner surface of your bottle, which provides the perfect environment which bacteria can thrive. Experts recommend cleaning reusable bottles with hot water, like over 60 degrees Celsius, as this temperature kills most pathogens, and using washing up liquid, swirling it around, and leaving the bottle for 10 minutes before rinsing again with hot water. Then allowing the bottle to air dry is the best way to avoid built-up bacteria in your bottle because microorganisms prefer moist environments. You should also clean your bottle at the very least several times a week. Is there any type of water bottle we should avoid? Well, the most hygienic bottles are simply those that are easiest to clean. Plastics usually have chemical additives additives that lend themselves to the advantages, which means they are flexible, they are durable, they're heat resistant, and also they're lightweight. But the additives such as BP bleach into water. Also, plastic material can break down, increasing the concentration of microplastics in your water in a bottle. Bottles made from glass and stainless steel may be a safer alternatives. Whatever water bottle you opt for, it seems that good hygiene habits are fundamental to ensuring that the water you end up drinking isn't overflowing with harmful bacteria. So you can read the full article from BBC. Subscribe to Angel Whisper or Brand Show. You can also join the International Angelic Research Association, which I'm the founder. And this is our most popular course, which is the Tao of the Spirit Seafood. It is the most comprehensive metaphysics course, learning from meditation, the art of the law of attraction to transforming your dark side. These are testimonials and reviews. So it's just one decisive action away from a multiple, fulfilled, and spiritual life. For interviews and talks, contact Robert and Spirit Community. Thank you very much.